Hey everyone, welcome back to Vlogmas Day 6. Thank you for watching my videos and being a part of this channel. If you are not already a part of my subscriber list, you should hit that subscribe button. My name is Erica. I live in Houston, Texas with my husband Adam, my dog Rebel, and I do a lot of grocery hauls and meal planning and food videos in general, but for Vlogmas I'm sharing a little bit more about my life. And I just got back from having wine at my friend Jenny's house. We sat out on her catio, which is her patio for her cats to enjoy the outdoors without running away like cats do. So we had a great time sitting out there and having a conversation and just catching up on things. She did give me a Christmas gift though, and I wanted to show you guys what that was. I also ran by my club, Victory, it's a branch of the American Cancer Society, instead of doing a holiday party this year, they did like a holiday goodie bag pickup. So something super COVID friendly. I drove into this little neighborhood. There was a cop there like escorting me like, oh, go this way. There was a Santa there. He had a face shield on. We took a photo together. And then they handed me this fun little goodie bag. So I wanted to show you guys what that looked like. So here is the goodie bag contents. This is like our club logo for the Cattle Barons Ball and Victory. And we have these mini bottles of Cava Brut. And then they gave us these fun little glasses that they had, put the logo on as well. They're little plastic champagne glasses. Super fun. Definitely something you get like a hotel, but also super clean and COVID friendly. So I thought that was really cool. They also give us a couple chocolate chip cookies, a cookie that has the Victory logo on it. We all have, once you pass your first year in Victory, you get a necklace. It's the shape of this. It's sterling silver. So this is our little Longhorn logo, I guess, for Victory. And then also these cute little chocolates. They're little truffles in this container here. Let's see if I can get it open to show you guys what they look like. So there are two little chocolate truffles in here, which is perfect. One for me and one for Adam, or we may just each have a bite of both and share it, so we can try each one there. So that was a little fun alternative to having a little party. They basically just gave us some champagne and cookies and dessert so we can enjoy it ourselves. So I might put this in the refrigerator to get that chilled soon. And then my friend Jenny gave me this for Christmas. I thought it was so cool. It says Jackson and Perkins Living, Growing, Giving. I had not heard of this company before she showed this to me. But Jenny is so funny. She talks about how she gets gifts for people and doesn't want to wrap them. She just wants to give them away so she can see people and how excited they are. So I am definitely excited for this gift. And I know Adam will be excited for this gift as well. He is over there working right now, but he doesn't know it's in here, and he's going to be excited because he likes plants. So this is actually a little plant inside, and it is encapsulated in this wax on the outside. So definitely very festive, very Christmassy here. And Jenny had one at her house that had grown a couple inches already. And then the paper here says that this is what it'll turn out looking like. So super pretty, beautiful flower. And basically it's a waxed bulb. And I don't know how to say that flower word, but it says red, copper, and green squirrel wax bulb. And week 1 is this, 3, 4, and then 6 to 12 it's gonna bloom. And apparently you don't need to do anything other than keep it at room temperature. So don't put it outside, leave it indoors. I thought that was really cool. And apparently it will not bloom again, but this is a single use, so it's kind of an enjoyable thing for now. Thought that was so cool though. So hopefully it gets to be really pretty, and I guess in 6 to 12 weeks, I can update you guys on what it looks like. But I think I'm gonna put it on the front, on the little sideboard in the, I'll show you now, over here. Of course we still have Christmas decorations out. So I think I'm gonna put it here and have it grow. It's so pretty, and I love the color because it's perfect for Christmas. So I thought that was such a fun gift. So for the rest of Vlogmas today, I wanted to show you guys the manicotti that I'm making for dinner. So I'm going to show you guys just a little bit of before and after and kind of the process in making it. I do have a Zoom phone call later on with my family to catch up. and say hey to them, and then I will be showing you guys the manicotti and what it looks like. So if you've never had manicotti before, it is basically tubes, like tubes of pasta that you stuff with items. So for me, I'm gonna stuff with ricotta, mozzarella, some parsley, and then also some beef, ground beef. Put them in the tubes, put them in a pan, and kind of bake it kind of like you would lasagna, with marinara sauce on top as well as some cheese on top, and it becomes these like little, almost like enchiladas, like Italian enchiladas, because they're stuffed with cheese and super delicious. For the ingredients, we have this gluten-free manicotti pasta. I'm loosely following this recipe from Giada De Laurentiis' first cookbook called Everyday Italian. This is the beef and cheese manicotti, and so I am following that. You know, basically it's got, I think it says half of a pound of ground beef, so we're gonna go with that. It says to use an 8-ounce container. This is 7 ounces of the manicotti, but we're gonna go with that. And you can see, like, I'll just open it for you now so you can see kind of what the pasta looks like before you cook it. So these are the manicotti, and they're basically tubes of pasta. You can see how big they are in my hand. There's also something called cannelloni. Cannelloni would be flat, so it would not have these ridges on the edges. It would be smooth on the outside. And typically cannelloni would be longer and fatter, so it'd be like a bigger pasta. And so I've used cannelloni before to make, like, I do a crab stuffed cannelloni, but manicotti is definitely much smaller, and so we'll put these in the baking dish here and line them out. After they're cooked, they'll obviously get bigger, and we'll cook them first. And then it says to put them on a pan to let them, like, relax. I'm just gonna put them back into this dish with some olive oil down here so they don't stick together, and just put them all in here, pull them out, and then fill them as I go. So that's what it looks like. This is a gluten-free pasta. I love this pasta that they have. I love this brand, Jovial, but I have not tried it. I have not tried this before, so we'll see how it goes. Then I have a pound of ground beef. I'm only gonna use half of this. I got this on sale at H-E-B, 25% off. And it is the grass-fed beef, so that's awesome. I have a half of a sweet onion here. I had this in the fridge. I'm just gonna end up using all of this. And I'm gonna cook all of the ground beef with this onion, and then just take half of it, put it into the fridge, and then the rest of it I'll use for the meal tonight. If I need a meal later on that has ground beef, I'll use it for that, or I might have it for a lunch later and add some vegetables to it. So I'll just save the rest of it in the refrigerator. I have some garlic, and so then what happens is all of these items will go into the stuffing of the pasta to stuff the inside. So I'm gonna mix this garlic, a couple cloves minced mozzarella cheese, Parmesan cheese, and then ricotta. And ricotta is kind of like a cottage cheese, but it's finer. And so then I'm going to add this all to the bowl, mix it up, and that's gonna go as the stuffing inside of the pasta. And you could get crazy if you wanted to and make your own marinara, but I'm just gonna grab a jarred marinara, put part of it in the bottom of the pan, fill all the pastas, put them down there, then cover them with the rest of the marinara. And then I'm going to add extra Parmesan and mozzarella on top. And then I'm going to add some dots of some Kerrygold butter so that they can kind of get all bubbly and buttery and delicious. And that's gonna go into the oven and bake. So I'm gonna start that process now. And then as a side of this, well, also, I forgot, this parsley just came from the garden outside, our little herb garden we have there. And that's gonna go into this mixture with all the cheeses. And for a side, I'm just going to trim these asparagus up. If you've never trimmed asparagus, it's really, really easy. You can, if you want to, trim it with a knife, or you could just look for the natural break, and I feel it by popping it. And right like that, this part on the end is gonna be hard and really inedible, and the rest of it's gonna be soft and tender once you cook it. So you could, if you wanted to, go through the rest of it and just like cut all the ends off, but I find that it's easier to just individually pop them, because as you can see, they don't always end up being the same length. But that natural break is where it actually is the best part for you to be eating the rest of it, because the other part is too hard to eat. So you break off the hard part, rinse this, and then I'm gonna put it in the oven probably for like 400 degrees for like 10 to 15 minutes, just to get them kind of crispy. These are a little bit thicker, so they might take a little bit longer. our pasta water is boiling now, so I'm going to add a bunch of salt. I like to use pink Himalayan salt right there. Honestly, you can use any salt that you want though. It doesn't really matter, just your preference. And I'm gonna add the manicotti to the water and let it boil. And these, because they're gluten-free noodles, it says on the box to only cook them for 4 minutes. If you have another type of pasta, it might say to cook it longer. It just depends on what it is. But keep in mind here that you're just trying to basically parboil them. Get them started in the cooking process, because you're going to then have to be able to stuff them. And then you're going to want to bake them. And then that's when they're really gonna cook down. So, and obviously you still want them to hold their shape when they're cooking, because you want to actually have a pasta filled with stuffing. So I think I'm gonna be able to fit the whole thing in here. I'm normally not able to do, I normally have to do it in 2 batches, but I'm gonna go ahead and do it in 1 batch here, and then just stir it and watch it. And then my plan is to pour some oil down in the bottom of this pan, and then just some olive oil, and then pour it down here, and then grab the noodles out as they're done and set them in here until they're ready to stuff, so they can cool down, so that you can actually hold them with your hand. This is what the beef mixture looks like. This is the onion, ground beef, and the garlic. The recipe says to put the garlic in with the cheese, but I prefer to have it cooked. I think it's a little bit of a more subtle flavor there, so I'm only gonna use half of this, and the other half I'm just gonna reserve in the fridge for later. And then over here, this is what I'm gonna add the ground beef to this mixture. So what I have here is I have the ricotta cheese, the mozzarella cheese that Adam shredded, the Parmesan cheese, and then I have a little bit of parsley. I used dry and fresh. Adam pulled me some from the garden that was fresh, but I think I needed a little bit more, so I added some dry. And then now I'm just gonna add a little bit of pepper, black pepper, to this. And then a little bit of salt, because I didn't add any salt or pepper to the ground beef when I was cooking it. We probably need some here. I'm gonna add a little bit of this. I'm gonna stir this up, add the ground beef, and this will become our stuffing for the manicotti.
Marshmallows. Okay. A little bit of marshmallows.
You ready?
Okay. That would be a way to make those. You think you have a new idea?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's already been on Shark Tank.
Erica, do y'all need help?
No. We got it all.
What are you eating? What was that?
We'll show you.